Hello and welcome to Nerphoria! Today we will be discussing Doctor Who, the movie. Features Paul McGann's first and only appearance on screen as the 8th Doctor. The original series ended in 1989, and in 1996 they put out Doctor Who, the movie, in hopes that the series could be reinvigorated, which, as we now know, did not happen truly until 2005 when Christopher Eccleston became Doctor Number 9, and it was awesome. Okay, so in Doctor Who the movie, we see the final appearance of the 7th Doctor, where we see him fatally wounded in a gang gunfight in San Francisco, which is basically where he landed his TARDIS, so it was all completely consequential. The Doctor had the remains of the Master within his TARDIS, and when he crashed his TARDIS in San Francisco on New Year's Eve 1999, what was left of the Master escaped and took on a new body. So the Doctor worries that the Master is going to try and take over his body so he can use his remaining regenerations. 7th Doctor getting fatally wounded, he gets rushed to the hospital. People don't realize he's a different species, that he has 2 hearts, blah, blah, blah. They think that they can, help him recover in the normal human way, which turns out to not be the case. And you see the 7th Doctor die on an operating table in a hospital. It's kind of strange. So, when the body's in the morgue, his regeneration cycle starts. And everyone in the hospital thinks that some guy came back to life. Which they don't realize is that he's supposed to. That's just how it works. If you're a Time Lord and you still have regenerations left, which in this movie it claims there are only 13 regenerations. So that means if the series continues, once Matt Smith is done, that there are only 2 more Doctors to go. Also, ironically enough, that 13, as in the year 2013, next year is the 50th anniversary of Doctor Who. Who knows what'll happen then? But back to the movie. You see, the Doctor's companion within this movie is a nurse at the hospital. Or, no, a doctor, never mind. She is actually a doctor. She's a surgeon. So the Doctor is accompanied by a doctor. And there's definitely a bit of a romance angle between those two. And then there's also a naive teenage kid that gets taken on by the Master, with the Master claiming that he will get anything that he wants if he helps the Master take back his body. Yeah, you kind of forgot to mention something there, Master. That's just not cool. No, the Master's kind of a badass in this, but he's also kind of prissy and fussy, because he makes a line later on when he tries to steal the TARDIS back from the Doctor, who had already stolen it in the first place. He's like, you know, I have to always make sure I dress for the occasion. Well, I'm paraphrasing there, but either way, it was kind of funny. Not only that, but in that particular sequence later on in the movie, he is dressed like the Time Lords are in the David Tennant final specials, The End of Time Parts 1 and 2. And another note about the TARDIS. The TARDIS itself in this is like a cathedral. Large ceilings, wide open spaces, an armchair in the corner of a fireplace, gigantic stairways, a bunch of stuff that we never get to see, because we usually just see the main console room, which in the movie it's even bigger and more impressive than we're used to seeing as well. So, basically, the plot of the movie is that if the Doctor cannot thwart the Master's plan by midnight, midnight being the year 2000. You ringing any Y2K bells here? I just thought it was kind of amusing that it was such a coincidence with that. The Earth will be destroyed. It will be. But our new Doctor only just getting accustomed to his new body on this very night that the world will be ending. He's already ready to roll with the punches. And he delivers well. I mean, he's funny, he's spunky, he's young. He's all the things that we've come to expect from the Doctor. But this trend of the more active, more romantic Doctor was only truly begun in this movie. So even though this movie didn't get strong enough response to warrant a return of the series back in 1996, which is a shame because I would have loved to see what adventures he would be going on with his companions. If it was not for this movie, we would not have the Christopher Eccleston Doctor or the David Tennant Doctor or even the Matt Smith Doctor. They're all very romantic. They have actual love relationships and all love triangles and everything else. It's like you don't get that in the previous Doctors so much. Or at all. The movie's rather enjoyable. It's kind of clunky in a few places. It's a little too much going on at once at times. I mean, it is only 86 minutes long, so to shove all of this content on I'm the Doctor, I'm a Time Lord, I regenerate, blah blah blah, to put all of that into the frame of something only a little longer than a single episode is quite a task. And more or less, Doctor Who the movie truly only disappoints because you're wanting more. But it does seem like it would be a great pilot to a new series that never was. But I did find out while watching the special features that, in fact, the 8th Doctor had a brilliant comic story run within the Doctor Who magazine from the end of Doctor Who the movie all the way up to just before the airing of the new season 1 with Christopher Eccleston. That is quite impressive. I also wonder where I can acquire a copy of said comics. I certainly hope I can. But any of you Whovians watching who may watch this movie, who have yet to have watched this movie, I don't want to say much more about this because I don't want to spoil it. But for all its problems and all its loose ends and all its everything else, Paul McGann's Doctor is really cool, and I really wish I could have seen more of him. And stay tuned for more Matt Smith Doctor Who in 6 days on BBC America with Season 7 Episode 1, Asylum of the Daleks. I don't really have anything else to say except for listen to the new Muse single, Madness, from their forthcoming release, The Second Law, out in October. It's definitely a new direction for the band, but it's still awesome. Okay, I think that's it. Thanks for watching. And feel free to let me know what you want for a new episode of Nerphoria. Good day to you.